Good morning. Today is Friday, April 28th. You know what they say, April showers brings May flowers. Good morning, Tom and Anthony. How are you today?
Good morning, sir.
We are definitely a rainy day on the East Coast a little bit. Last Friday in April, heading into the weekend. What are you boys up to today?
Go ahead, Anth.
Just getting some work done, man. I can't believe it's the last Friday of April already. So, like Tom said, 28th on the 28th episode on the 28th. So,
yeah, I can't believe today's month end as well. It's been a hellish week trying to get to the end of the month here, but we made it. It's the weekend at the end of the month, so there's nothing better than that to celebrate Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
You going to get a whacked out white ball around it all this week, Thomas?
Yeah, so actually it's one of my best friend's birthday today. We got a 4 p.m. tea time today. I don't know if that's going to work out, though. It is going to rain. Rain should subside for about 4 hours in the afternoon here, but we'll see what happens.
He moonlights as a weatherman, Anth, when he's not slanging mortgages.
You know what?
About 50% chance. It could rain. It could not rain,
Hey, you might as well start doing videos every day. Tom the weatherman. You'll be as good as WPXI probably.
Hi, definitely. Not as good as Mary Hours, but we'll be all right.
Speaking of WPXI, I hope everyone saw our president on them the other day. He got called up, asked to be interviewed. They needed a local expert to talk about all these LLPA changes coming to conventional loans only. So we are continuing to talk about that. Again, that goes into effect May 1st. That's Monday. I heard some news that the GOP was trying to fight it. I mean, it's still crazy. Every day I wake up and our business is in everyday politics. But it looks like this is steaming forward May 1st. Have you guys heard anything other?
No, I think they're going full blow Monday. Welcome to the league.
Well, all I can say is conventional loans aren't the only options out there for buyers. There's 3 main programs out there other than conventional loans that won't be affected by all this hoopla. FHA being the most popular, and then we have USDA and VA being niche products if you qualify for any of those. So for buyers, again, buyers and agents, let's open this buyer pull up. Let's stop only looking at conventional loans because FHA now, I mean, with the lower MI, the lower interest rates, not being affected by these LLPAs, higher seller assistance, as I know Tom and I were talking about, higher debt to income ratio. Why isn't FHA a better option than conventional right now?
Yeah, I really have been running comparisons on my buyers, both conventional and FHA. And unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, who's looking at it, the FHA is a better deal for the consumer. They're getting lower monthly payments. Sometimes they need the seller's assist. Like you said that we were talking about this morning, I had people on conventional loans 3%, 5% down that are only allowed 3% assist, running into appraisal problems and saying, hey, what do we do here, Tom? How do we fix this? And a good way would have been just to do the FHA up front. That was better for those clients. I mean, it doesn't work all the time. Don't get me wrong. That's why we take a look at it. But the FHA is a great product. I know we've been trying to push it here over the last 2 months. But yeah, the lower mortgage insurance with the lower interest rate, it is financially better for a lot of these clients to do the FHA loan.
And
I totally agree with Tommy boy. I mean, it is unfortunate that conventional is looked at as the only program out there, on the real estate side when offers are coming in. But the only reason is because there's repairs that come up on government insured loans, chip paint and stuff without a railing. I mean, those are the 2 most common and extremely minor, repairs that would come up. And it in most cases is a better option for the buyer.
Let me chime in there real quick. So even on the chipping paint, I mean, people say, oh, this house has chipping paint, no FHA. You can still get an FHA loan and just repair that chipping paint.
Right.
It doesn't mean that it's completely not on the table. I mean, it just needs repaired. It's not that house can't be done.
And there's an addendum for all you agents out there. I hear Dave Bryant from Berkshire Hathaway. Shout out to Dave. He talks about this all the time. There's an addendum that you can use as an agent to say, hey, I have a buyer that will fix X, Y, and Z. So come in prepared to let the seller know, hey, I have a buyer. If something pops up, if it's painting, we'll paint. We'll do it. It is what it is. But I think it's definitely going to come more and more prevalent now, especially I think the next news story to drop is that FHA loans aren't affected by this. And then once the public starts hearing this, then the public will start asking, why can't I go with an FHA loan? And that should get the ball rolling more to make it maybe more of a fair market for some buyers that can't go conventional.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know down the line too that maybe they loosen up their appraisal restrictions on them as well, because the appraisers are going through some things right now with different things, and we might come on with an episode next week. But yeah, I mean, we could maybe see some of those even loosen up. I mean, they're never going to loosen up the health or safety things, but we could see them go more in line now.
And I mean, to be honest, I feel like there's no better time to go FHA because the biggest negative is that monthly mortgage insurance that is for the life of the loan. Well, if we are in a recession, if we are at the top of rates and rates are going to come down, you are absolutely going to have an opportunity to refinance if that happens, where you may refinance out of that loan type and not have mortgage insurance, or maybe only have mortgage insurance for a short period of time. Or how about this, guys? Or just put 5% down on an FHA. And that kind of changes things. You know, don't go 3.5%. Put the 5% because that can have some benefits as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, we could get that even lower MI reduction on the 5%. So there's always benefits to going FHA. Yeah, we kind of just have to get that negative stigma about this appraisal out of our heads, because these FHA buyers, they may have a 750 credit score. They may have a 730 credit score, and a great buyer making $150,000 a year. They're a great buyer.
And perfectly okay.
Yeah.
Perfectly okay with doing a little painting to buy a house, you know? So let's get it out there. FHA, conventional, USDA, VA, 4 main types for buyers. Let's not pigeonhole our industry and only stick to one mortgage type.
Didn't you do a new construction house that you closed on this week, and you have to do painting this weekend?
Well, that's funny, Tom. That's optional painting. We did close on a new property down here in Atlanta, but we're doing some optional painting in the house. That was funny. Yeah. Moving on to the next topic, NFL draft last night. It sounds like the Steelers got their guy, though the guy I talked about was sitting there and he didn't go drafted day one in Joey Porter Jr. I can't imagine he'll get back to us for day two. But Tom, I know you're a bit of an NFL guy. What do you thought?
I'm in shock that Joey Porter didn't go. There was one thing, Will Levis, a couple days ago, he didn't get drafted yesterday, but a couple days ago, a user on Reddit came out and said, Will Levis is talking to all his family and friends that Carolina's taken him at number 1. And DraftKings took him from plus 4,000 to go number 1 to plus 400. So
did you see that?
Will Levis might have been the number 1 pick if you're looking at the sports books yesterday. And then he went undrafted. So they're saying that this was the most historic and off-the-wall draft in history.
I didn't watch the draft. I was watching my Hawks last night try to beat the Celtics. Unfortunately, they came up a little short. We'll get them next year. Crazy news in Atlanta this week. So the Atlanta Hawks apparently didn't believe they would still be playing Game 5 of Round 1. So Janet Jackson was supposed to play night 2 of her concert last night. That had to get pushed to tonight. Well, guess what? For all you Swifties out there, Taylor Swift starts night 1 of 3 nights sold out at the Mercedes Superdome. So downtown Atlanta's got Janet Jackson and Taylor Swift going back to back, side to side in venues tonight. So little crazy with the traffic in downtown Atlanta.
They should go East Coast Coachella, put them together, start that baby at 4:30 and roll it into the evening.
You know what? That would not be a bad idea, Tom. Not be a bad idea at all. Especially, I would imagine you'd have a pretty diverse mix of fans as well.
Yeah, Rick Ross might be there. Who knows?
With Atlanta, I'm sure you could find a few rappers just hanging around down here, living in their $10 million mansions.
That's good.
All right, guys. Well, I got a refrigerator coming that I got to go meet the delivery guy. I appreciate you, boys. Have a great weekend. Let's get those pre-approvals. Agents, if you need anything, we are always available. Let us know. And I'll talk to you boys soon.
All right, see you guys.
Good one. Have a
See
good
ya.
Later.